is a lot of nostalgia and just guys are working hard. It's been a lot of fun. Still got a lot of work to do, but guys been working hard, and it's really all we can ask at this point.
What's the thing that stood out to you the most about the first 3 weeks with your unit and what the guys have been able to do?
I think just one thing we focus on and harp on is just two things you can always control. That's your attitude and effort. And these guys have come in with the right attitude every day, and they've been busting their butts out there. Still a lot to clean up from all five guys in the room, including myself as a coach. But all I can ask from those guys is great attitude, great effort, and that's what they've been doing. So I'm grateful for that.
How has your relationship built with
Yeah, I mean, really over the last couple months, just soaking in the knowledge that he has of really just football as a whole. He's one of the smartest guys I've been around, just from building our offense to, opening my eyes to kind of a new world and some things that we're doing. And, he's second to none in my opinion, just in terms of football minds. And, he's been a quarterback guy too, so it helps having him, Coach Frost, and myself just kind of put our minds together and figure out how we want to do this thing.
Has any one of the QBs really stuck out so far?
Man, I would say all in their own individual ways. Like each guy is busting their butt and working hard. But like I said, just from an attitude and effort standpoint, they're all doing really good things, but also things they all got to clean up as well. So I wouldn't say one guy in particular has stood out, but each guy flashes, and then each guy makes a bonehead play that we got to clean up. So it's still early in this process, and I'm just grateful for the work that these guys are putting in, and we'll have a chance.
Tell me about how the players are developing. Coach, you're coming back to UCF. What did you kind of develop that approach here?
I just think the biggest thing is, I'm no longer a player, and that's something I've had to learn over the last couple of years. Is I'm not a peer to these guys. I'm a coach. While there's still a lot of commonality, just in terms of things you might watch or listen to and things like that, it's at the end of the day, it's a player-coach relationship. But I want these guys to see me as like a big brother, someone they can confide in, and things like that. And then just approach, it's the same. I tell these guys every day, just be your best, and it's the same for me. I just want to be the best I can possibly, best I can be. I appreciate it. Just being our best every day. That's the standard.
What are some of the things you've done to build relationships with the quarterbacks?
Yeah, just having conversations outside of football. Like end of the day, it's just a game, and these guys go through things that are hard, a lot harder things than I've gone through, and I won't hit on any details, but guys in our room, they're young men going through some hard things at times, and just letting them know, like I said, I'm a big brother to you, and if you need something, my door's open always.
It's a long process to get to the starting game, but how do you work with these quarterbacks as they all come in with different skill sets? How do you work with them to enhance what they can do and also mold your vision of a quarterback for UCF football, what the entire collective needs in terms of running the offense?
Yeah, I think there's a few non-negotiables just when it comes to playing quarterback in terms of just work ethic, mentality, and things like that. But playing the game, everybody's going to be a little different. Like Patrick Mahomes doesn't look the same as Joe Burrow. Tom Brady doesn't look the same as Michael Vick. But there's different ways to be successful. So us as a staff, it's understanding who our personnel is and how we can make them be successful. But at the end of the day, like the locker room's got to look at our guys and understand like these guys are busting their butts and they're going to be a dog when they go out there, and those are just non-negotiables playing the position. So, and then to fit into our system, they got to understand the footwork, the timing, and things like that, eye progressions, and all that. But at the end of the day, like the team's got to buy into our guys.
With the second portal opening up, the transfer portal opening up later this month, are you guys like looking to add another quarterback possibly?
I can't really speak to that at this point. That's happening in a couple weeks, and that's put me in a tough spot there. But I really don't want to, in all honesty. But we have five guys in our room, and if guys end up leaving, it kind of is what it is. Your hands kind of forced to have a full room, but if you keep all five, then that's a full room. So tough question.
You talked about going out with the with coaching and stuff like that, but your role as a recruiter, I know Sean Beckton talked a little bit about being out on the road with you a little bit, recruiting and stuff like that. How much is that maybe something you had to learn a little bit, or you've used from your own past when it comes to recruiting?
Yeah, at the end of the day, just transparency is the biggest thing with recruits and like portal question. Like that's something we're honest with our guys. Like if a guy leaves, we have to bring in another guy, and it's the same with recruiting. It's being open and honest with guys. But the way college football is set up right now, it's like sometimes you're handcuffed in some of those positions. So just being honest with these guys and just building relationships. Relationships is always key. I think we're building relationships with the guys right now where they'd want to stay here because they're getting developed. They are cared about and things like that. So just you know learning from the OGs on staff like Coach Beck, Coach Frost, and learning the tricks of the trade. But at the end of the day, it's a relationship business from high school coaches to players, and then even when it's portal time, it's guys want to come somewhere where they're cared about typically.
The program's trying to get back to the glory days. You were part of teams that really elevated the status of this university and the football program. What's it like for these guys to have you in the room? You did it, and to relate to them, a guy that can tell the stories of something like that.
Yeah, I think it helps just speaking from personal experience as a player. Um, but that's not what I hang my hat on in terms of just validity when I speak. It's coaching's a whole lot different than playing, and I think my journey as a player helped me to get into coaching from the time I got hurt. Helping Dylan, and then my role at Florida State. Helping Jordan Travis. Like, and I think it helped me just see things from a different perspective. That you're not always going to be the guy. So those are lessons you got to learn being in a room where there's only one taking it. So, um, I'm grateful just for the journey guys brought me on, and I'm grateful for, like I said, the attitude and effort our five guys have brought day in and day out. Because we're not just repping one guy, we're not just repping two guys. Everybody's repping, and they're starting to feed into each other and helping each other out. So it's been fun to watch.
Coach, what could be said about the acclimation of you guys, like multiple weeks of practice at this point? Are you liking what you're seeing from them fundamentally?
Yeah, man. They, like I said, attitude and effort wise, they've done a great job of learning the playbook, drawing up plays day in and day out. And then the two guys that were here, JB and Dylan, those guys have done a great job bringing them in. And like I said, it's been pleasant to see. I think they're on the verge of all becoming friends, and that's what you hope for as a quarterback having a room, or as a quarterback coach having a room. These guys supporting each other, coaching each other up. Saw a little bit of it out there today, so that's all I can ask, man. These guys are busting their butts when they get their reps. They're maximizing them, and I love my room. I love the five guys we got. I really do.
You were here when Coach Beck was here before. Now he's back with you. What's the collaboration?
Say Coach Beck?
Yeah.
Man, he's the OG. He's got so much football knowledge and just you know the level of detail that he dials into the receivers. We got a pretty young group right now, but he's getting those guys ready to go play early, and just asking him what he's seeing as just a seasoned vet coaching all positions at one point or another, and just learning from him day in and day out is all I'm doing. Really, from all these coaches, just learning from those guys.
If you're more from Taven Jackson, many guys looking to earn a starting position, but what are his skills and what's it like working with him?
Yeah, he's got a good demeanor about him. Two, he's got a really good release and things like that, smooth and all that. But what he's done a good job is just carrying himself humbly, learning the guys, because it's hard coming into a new place and and just earning trust and rapport. And it's the same with Cam, and really it's the same with all our other QBs. Like they gotta earn the trust of these guys as they go. And I feel like as a quarterback, you earn your voice by the way you carry yourself, the way you work, and then the way you perform. So all our guys have done a pretty good job of learning that. And Tay's done a good job coming in and just adapting to a new place, I think.
What about seeing Dylan grow from the film you saw?
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable with eye progressions and things like that. He asks good questions. He's smart. There's one guy that'll call me at 10 at night asking questions, and I appreciate him about that, except for when I'm trying to rock my babies to sleep. But he's an awesome kid, super high energy, and we still got a lot of things to clean up, and really all our guys got a lot of things to clean up. But from just learning the offense, all these guys have done a really good job of just picking it up, dialing in their footwork, and I would say it's really for all five guys. It's a common thing, just certain details of the offense we got to clean up. But I would say all these guys in terms of, I keep bringing up attitude and effort of what they're doing. They've done a pretty good job picking up the offense, 8 practices in.
Is Cam Fancher, is he a little bit different? He's the most experienced guy, has way more starts than anyone else. What's it like working with him?
He's awesome, man. He's the same guy every day. Consistent, smooth, and almost like too calm to a certain extent. You want to get a little more out of him, but I'm so happy he's here. And like I said, I love our whole room. Like Cam brings a bunch of game experience, bunch of head knowledge. Like sometimes he's coaching me up on plays, and these guys are asking really, really smart questions from Cam to JB, Dylan, Tay, Brock. Like these guys, man. Like I know I keep saying I love the room we got, and I love just what they're doing in terms of the detailed questions that they're asking. It gets me excited as a coach. Still got a lot of work to do, but like I said, 2 things that we control, just whether it's quarterback or life, is your attitude and effort. And these guys have done a great job adapting to punches being thrown at them week in and week out.
All right, thanks, Casey.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. Good to see you. Thanks, guys. God bless y'all.